Hey, what's up, everybody? Les Gaddis here, and today I am reviewing Dehancer. It is a plugin that you can install into DaVinci Resolve to give you film stock emulation. Not only that, as far as like film presets, but you can do things like change the halation, the bloom, the gate weave, which kind of affects the motion. It's really, really efficient. So let's just jump right into it.
Dehancer is an OFX plugin suite for film like color grading, and you can put that in Resolve. Um, there's an iPhone app for it as well. It's super awesome. You can work in whatever pipeline you want for color, and it can even support ACES. That pipeline, so it's super cool. So some of the key features there's you can get realistic film grain. There's bloom effects, halation. There's a diffringe tool. You can set false color. Um, you know you can basically set conversions as well. I don't really do the conversions in here, but you can if you want to convert color space. The vignette effect is actually pretty good, and I think fairly easy to use. You can generate LUTs, which is very cool. So in the edit page, if I scroll all the way down, then I have Dehancer Pro 6.3, and then I have the beta version. We'll do the beta version because there's some updates that I'm going to talk about. So you can choose what camera you want. I'm going to leave it at Rec 709. I'm not going to be as specific because I've already done all of the color transforms. So I'm going to skip through the input portion of it. So then there's Film Developer. And this is cool because you can boost the contrast, the gamma correction, color separation, and color boost. So if you want, you can kind of, enable it, and then you can start boosting colors and contrast. It's super um, easy to understand. So I'm going to unenable that. Well, and you know what? Actually, poppy contrasty image right there. So I'm gonna leave that enabled. There's different profiles that you can use as well. So this is where you can download profiles that you've already done. So we're just gonna click out of that. 8 mil film grain, all the way up to 65 film grain, um, which is really really tiny, but like you can set what type of film grain you want from 8 mil at ISO 50 all the way to 65 mil at ISO 500. And this is where I like to live, between the film grain, the halation, and the bloom. And we'll go through the halation as well. So with the halation, you can set what type of halation you want. If I go to 65, I can enable that. And then 35, you can kind of see it's super subtle, but you can kind of control the amount of halation there, which is very, very cool. And if you click the mask mode, then you can kind of see what it's doing in the mask. Completely different image, a lot more white in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll down and kind of see what we're looking at. So you have your options all the way at the bottom, which has your license info and everything. This LUT generator is if you wanted to generate this and view it somewhere else. So you can output that LUT. This total impact is kind of like your opacity. So like you can completely, take the opacity down on it, or the impact. So this monitor false color IRE zones are very cool because you can monitor where you want your IRE levels to fall. This film breath and gate weave are like the actual motion that happens with it. So it makes it feel more like you have that staccato type feel that it feels like it's film, and it's not as smooth, like it's almost like you can kind of hear the shutter. So when I look at this, it's like I'm almost hearing the shutter of the film gate. So that's kind of cool. And that's what that gate weave and film breath is. You can control every kind of instance of your film grain look. So you can control the input, you can specify what type of film stock, the film developer, the film compression, you can expand that. You can talk about the film, you can look at the film print, the color head, which, is kind of like your printer lights, um, and you can adjust colors there. Your film grain, you can specify the type of film grain that you want. The halation, the bloom, those kind of work hand in hand. You can, specify the amount of vignette you want, the film breath, and the gate weave, which is more of your motion. In the beta version, Dehancer core engine is redesigned completely. The film damage tool is added. There's different tool profiles. The maximum film grain size was increased, and then there's multiple bug fixes as well, and just overall performance improvements. So that's the difference between this beta. So make sure you get Dehancer Pro. It is a fantastic tool that you definitely want to use to create some really cool film grain, some film effects, and it's something that is the best film grain emulation that I've used, because there's so much that you can do with it, and between all the different film stocks, the blooming, the gate weaving, like the halation, like everything that you can adjust just makes it so easy and efficient to create the look that you want. So you definitely want to get Dehancer Pro. And if you plan on use that, please use the promo code Gaddis, Gaddis. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next video.